This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Brandon Andres Green.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast Live. Are you interested in local YouTube channels? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Alfred Arredondo, with Something Awful. Hey, Alfred, how's it going, brother?
Pretty good, Brandon. How are you?
Doing so well, man. So we're excited to learn about you and your channel. Will you tell us a little bit about it?
So I've been doing YouTube for a very long time, since I was like a preteen, and
Wow.
I always had dreams of becoming a YouTube person, like a YouTuber. And finally, I guess in the past few years, I kind of found my niche, which was doing things revolving the world of narcotics, the supernatural, true crime and investigations, and just kind of silly stuff like ghosts, cryptids, just like things of that nature. And been working on a documentary for the past 2 years that is finally coming to a sad and bitter but sweet end.
Wow.
By my
That's
good friend.
interesting. Oh, wow. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, that's going to be bitter for you. So how did you get into this in the first place?
Well, when I was like, I think it was like the summer of like 2012, I was probably like 14 or 15 years old, and I got really into like watching this one YouTuber called PewDiePie, and he's
Hmm.
like super famous. At some point for like several years, he was like #1 most subscribed and most like watched YouTuber.
Wow.
But recently, like he's like now a man in his like mid 30s, late 30s now, and just like starting to settle down. And he just kind of influenced me to want to just show my personality and broadcast myself to people. I just found it very, I don't know what it was, but I just felt like there's a big part of me that from the very beginning just felt like I was just unborn to be an entertainer. And I just happened to think that YouTube was the way to do it for me.
Smart, man. So what are some of the myths, or let's say maybe misconceptions about producing your own YouTube channel?
How do you mean misconceptions?
Is there anything that is different than you thought it was going to be? I know a lot of people have that
Okay.
same dream of being a YouTube influencer or even social media influencer.
Okay, I hear you. Well, something that I'm starting to come to terms or starting to experience now is that you're going to, and this goes for anybody who's like working in any sort of like media, whether that's like podcasts or like doing Instagram or TikTok like videos online. You're gonna find yourself just being a slave to the algorithm. You're gonna have to
Mm.
be doing content for things that you're probably not interested in. And I hear a lot of like people who do make content for YouTube, for example, they'll be like, I'll be making 3 to 5 videos for my audience, and then one after that, that's just for me. Like I don't care what it does, like just to
Oh,
feed your
geez.
soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's even though I would like to one day dedicate myself full time to making YouTube videos for my audience and new people coming in, I think I still have to, it's still a job practically. And the weird part is that my boss is essentially the algorithm, something that's like not quite, it's an idea. I don't know, a concept even.
Yeah.
And maybe like a group of whatever small pool you have of people who actually watch you religiously. So it's really strange.
It is strange. You have an idea as a boss.
Yeah.
So we know that marketing or just simply getting the word out is kind of the heart of every business. Who would you say is your target audience?
I feel kind of lucky that I feel like my target audience is kind of around my age group. I would probably be the medium age uh, demographic. I would say it's like people who are interested in a psychedelics specifically, and
Mhm.
people who are just interested in the cold cases or the things of that nature. So it's like people between the ages of like 24 to like 40, which is nice. I'm not like a Jake Paul like type character that's like making videos, and like my age group is like uh kids like in middle school.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
It's like actual adults, and I can have a real conversation online on my comment section sometimes. It's nice.
It is nice. So, is there anything special that you do to attract them?
I wouldn't say I do anything specifically special to attract people online per se. I think just like there's certain parts of my character that naturally brings people a kind of lure to them, whether it's like all the stuff that's on my face, like all the piercings and I guess the look, or in my videos, oftentimes I have like this style of creating visuals to tell stories that are very influenced by like the early, like late 90s to early to mid 2000s graphics from like video games, like PlayStation
Wow.
type stuff, and just making like music that people can feel kind of I guess that sort of like nostalgia towards it. And I think that's why people end up staying.
Yeah, that nostalgia.
I'll get you. So
So
I guess
tell
I
me.
kind of do it on purpose, but maybe I don't know.
Well, you definitely have a style, that's for sure. I love it. So tell me, have you ever thought about doing your own podcasts?
I had a few podcasts back then, not revolving anything I currently do today, but I've
Hmm.
had podcasts in the past that I've made with friends, just for fun, like, and I would like animate them. And podcasts that just like you kind of fall off from friendships too. You don't necessarily stick with the same friends for the rest of your life, so we just kind of stopped. But if I were to make a podcast now, I would consider doing that, but I would say like that's like way down the line whenever I feel like I'm in a stable place doing full-time videos on YouTube. And it probably would be around surrounding the same themes, just a lot more conversation, a lot more humor that I feel like I can't really present on my videos. A lot more like raw, more myself, and people get to see like how well or how not so well spoken I am in comparison when I'm like reading a script that I made.
Yeah.
So that it would be around the same themes I have now: supernatural, true crime, narcotics in the world, and maybe even talking about things that I haven't really spoken about, but it'd probably be around mental health, between uh, for people around my age, and as well trying to understand cultures and specific groups of people that I feel like it'd be easier to live in the world when you can understand people better, when you just have nowhere to start, like, well, that's LGBTQIA plus. I'm not too sure if there's more right now. I'm not so quite up to date on that, but it's groups like that, trans people, people from like immigrants specifically. I think that'd be kind of nice as well. But it's those are very sensitive topics that I'm not too sure I'm ready yet to tackle on.
Yeah, those are important conversations to have. So, Alfred, outside of producing your own YouTube channel, what do you do for fun?
Um, I also produce the music on my YouTube channel. So a
Cool.
lot of the times, you ever get to a position sometimes that you're at home after work or something, or you're doing something, and then your friend like calls you, is like, "Hey, we're going to this bar or this party. You should totally show up." Right? It's in like an hour and 25 minutes, and then you feel kind of like, oh man, I don't know what to do with myself in that hour and 25 minutes. I'm like, I could go right now, but I have to wait. So in those awkward moments, sometimes people do. I feel like this is a very common thing. People like freeze up and they just stay there, just don't know what to do. They don't
Yeah,
become as productive as I feel like they should.
totally.
I like to make music. I like producing music in that spare time to kill time, but also feel like I'm actually doing something for eventually will be on my videos. So I like doing that. Like playing drums. I haven't done it in quite a while. And I also like working on cars. I have 2 project cars right now. Unfortunately, they're projects and not like actually working fully. But I would say those are the things outside of my videos, production stuff that I really enjoy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a drummer as well. So, Alfred, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about your channel, Something Awful.
I would say it's the last project that I've been working on, my documentary. I feel like if I were to like die, that would be tragic, right? But I feel like that's like the one thing I want people to like remember me by, because I put a lot of effort, a lot of soul into it, a lot of like hours, time, travel, and everything to get this practically done with the most heart that I can give it. So yeah, I would say that it's just what, maybe it's 5-6 episodes around there.
Wow.
So I would say, yeah, that's a good little Netflix series waiting for people to watch.
I love it. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. So how can our listeners learn more about Something Awful?
Really, it's just to go on the channel, and I like to have a community posts going on more often. I would like to do more live streams, probably in the very near future. But I would say YouTube is the best way to go about it. Maybe my Instagram, but that's like a lot more personal, where I just like post just me, just taking pictures of locations that I go to, or like pictures with friends. So I feel like really the only way to really get to know me would be my YouTube channel.
And would that be found at YouTube? Is that at SUMTINAWFUL?
Yeah, all together
Sumtin.
on there. Something awful. And then you should be easy to find out. I hope.
Well, Alfred, I really appreciate you being on the show. We wish you and your channel the best moving forward.
I appreciate it, Brandon.
Just playing. All right. Thanks, brother.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnptulsa.com. That's gnptulsa.com. Or call 918-301-6356.